Hey everyone, it's Khalifpvp bringing you another PvE video for Elder Scrolls Online. This time I am playing my Nightblade as a healer build. I was just goofing around with the healer build and I decided to heal a dungeon. It's a low level dungeon. I'm a little bit, I think about 10 levels above it. I started the video a little bit too late. We're in the first boss, but the rest of the dungeon that you would have missed in the video, it's not that interesting. So without further ado, I will introduce the boss and kind of talk through what's going on and kind of what my idea and what my experience with the dungeon is. So here we have the first boss. It's like a crocodile boss. A little bit of lag right here. Overall, I had no issues with healing this boss. It was pretty simple. Again, I do want to mention that I am a little bit over leveled for this content. So I don't want you guys to kind of use me as like a litmus test, but more rather just watch the video and kind of look to see what you would expect from bosses rather than how well any of us are really playing, because I am over level so I can out heal most of this damage. I'm playing a Nightblade healer, and I just switched out to healer just to kind of goof around with it. I have like a white level staff, not even anything special. I have 2 pieces of medium armor, not medium armor, 2 pieces of light armor rather, and then rest medium, and I'm not really true healer spec. So for somebody that's actually healer spec, you might have the same relative ease that I have in this dungeon. So you might be able to use me as a litmus test to see how well your healer does. I wouldn't guarantee against it. But for those Nightblades that want to do healing, this is actually for a Nightblade. I thought it was pretty easy to heal. Especially if you know what you're doing. One of the skills so the 2 skills I have, actually 3 skills I guess, that are heal oriented, are the first 2 skills from your resto staff. It's like the first one's an AoE group heal thing that I just did right there, and the other one's that the 2 beams that you see. The AoE group heal, it's like I think for like 4 seconds, 3 seconds, you heal everyone, and the 2 beams, that one's actually really good. That heals you in addition to 2 additional targets. It's a heal over time skill. The third one that I have is your bread and butter Nightblade build, siphon, or soul siphon, or whatever. It's in the siphoning one, the first one that you get from siphoning. I did also pick up the one skill from the Undaunted guild. It's the blood altar. Essentially, it gives you a passive health regeneration. That's a little altar that you'll see me put up once in a while, and then allies that are low on health can actually pray at the altar for like 4 seconds. It's right there, and they actually get their health back. It's a pretty nice health regen. But the only thing is, it's going to take your ally out of combat. The reason I put that on my bar, it uses stamina. All my other skills on that bar uses mana, so I kind of used it as to help with the mana consumption. So I can just pop that and let it automatically gives anybody in range a passive 15% health regen boost, and then whoever's kind of low on health that I can't really get to. That instead of running away, you can just pray at the altar and get your health back. This boss, oh man, so this is like, I guess, the first big boss that we had. We mess up a lot in this one, and you'll see what I mean with that. And when I say we mess up, it's just these were pugs. I don't want to vent or anything like that. They were just not paying attention to context cues at all. This boss, he does a really strong attack where he puts that he sucks that little circle thing that's following around. It hits like a truck, and it has a knockback and everything. And you see here, I almost die, so I just quickly pop in my heals real quick and just try to stay around this altar so we can get some health out. But yeah, this boss is probably one of the toughest boss that I've faced in this dungeon, if not the toughest. I don't want to spoil too much, I guess, but overall the healing and whatnot, this was one of the few things that we were popping. As you can see, look at that guy. He just stands in that in that red circle, so he's just getting, you know, bombarded with damage. So I kind of had to pop some pots for these guys. One thing I do want to mention that it was news to me. I did not know this. For the retro staff heavy attack, instead of doing more damage, it actually regenerates, I think it's 10% of your mana, so that's pretty cool. So essentially what you want to do for Nightblade, who doesn't really have that much mana mitigation and whatnot, you want to kind of just pop your heals and just auto attack, and you'll see me do this a lot in this dungeon. It says pop some heals and then auto attack, pop some heals and auto attack. So essentially you're getting 10% of your mana back, so that's a pretty nice boost. I am playing a high elf, so I do have the passives for the spells costing a little bit less, as well as the in combat mana regen, so that does give me a little bit of upper hand versus Nightblades that will be going like more DPS, like not really DPS, more stamina heavy.
You got here just in time. Another 5 minutes. Aaron isn't leading this horse a lot. It's a pair of nobles, siblings by the name of Varain, and they've raised an army. You have my thanks.
So right here we're actually in a room for an alternate boss. He's out in the side of the main quest line. It has his own little room. You want to clear out this room. It has a bunch of alligators and mice or rats or whatever the hell they are, and a couple guys just walking around. So it's really easy to clear it out. Not much of a hard pull. And the boss, you can see the guy dancing up under that canopy area. He's I think it's called a rat whisperer. He's a pretty okay boss. You might have some trouble with him. He does spawn some couple ads. You'll see in the video. He'll spawn a couple rats. So if you're kind of low level, you might want to deal with him fast. His big attack is that purple yellow thingamajigabobber, that essentially it's almost a double hit. He casts it on a thing, and then that thing bounces to another target. His other skill is that ice thing that he's casts. It's a snare plus a damage, and I get caught right there. I get caught. And he's just constantly ticking away, and then he pretty much does that bomb. So that combo, it might be a little bit too much for your healer to handle. So kind of watch out for that combo where the ice comes in, he'll stun you, or I guess CC you, not really a stun, and then he will use that purple ball of death thing that's going on. So pretty much right after the boss, there's another boss that shows up. It's in the same room that you make to go to the alternate boss. Instead of making a left, as soon as you make a right, it's actually on the way to your quest. So if you're following the quest line, you'll run up to this boss. He's kind of like a thug. He has two ads next to him. The ads are very easy to get rid of. The boss, nothing really spectacular about him. It's a very easy heal. You know, it's just a standard boss fight. No big special effects. Other than he does have some sort of like AoE cleave like ability, but he rarely casts that one. So this is a very interesting scenario. Immediately after that boss, so pretty much two bosses in a row, you run into another boss. This is actually a pretty big boss. He's one of the quote-unquote main characters slash enemies in this dungeon. This boss was somewhat tough. You will definitely have run into trouble if you're somewhat low level slash level for this area. He does have some ads added on, these little mud crab thingies. They are, I think by default they're aggro. I don't think anybody attacked those mud crabs. But as soon as you come down, the boss jumps down and he will begin his attacking. Overall, the boss fight is pretty simple. He has three big attacks. One you just saw where he does like an AoE whirlwind like thing, and the other is that one right there where he slams the ground and it sends a shockwave out. If you get caught in that shockwave, there's two times one of these guys gets caught in it. If you get caught in it, it does hurt a crap ton. Right there, both of these guys get caught and you can see their health just kind of plummet. Other than that, it's just pretty much those two skills that he's using, as well as your standard, what is it? I think it's like a axe throw or something that CCs you. Overall, this boss fight I thought was simple. Again, nowhere near tough as the first boss fight, and it might be probably because these guys are somewhat intelligent and they're looking out for those red circles. Even though that the mage got hit twice with it. Overall, you're just gonna DPS him down, and he's a melee boss, so you can just kite him around, put some CCs on him, and you should be able to down him in no time.
I tell you, the Dragonborn comes with a voice wielding power of the ancient order. Believe, believe, the Dragonborn comes. It's an end to the evil of all Skyrim's foes. Beware, beware, the Dragonborn comes. For the darkness has passed and the legend yet grows. You'll know the Dragonborn's come. Dovakin, naloksin nosvarin, vodain vokul, maferakastal, alfinorok palgan, vudnos honsin grossan, Dovakin, vahim, kogamundra. Thanks for watching.
So right here we're coming into the final boss of this dungeon. She is all the way at the end in this big cavern, which makes it really nice to kite her around. She's a melee boss. It's almost like a Nightblade kind of boss. She has a couple hard-hitting skills as well as that teleport that she'll use if you're a little bit too far away from her. Her biggest thing that you're gonna want to watch out for at certain intervals of health, and you'll see it in a second, she goes invisible right there. Certain intervals she goes invisible and spawns ads. As soon as you gotta kill these ads as soon as possible, because it's, they're gonna drain your resources if you don't. After you kill your last ad, the boss respawns and continues attacking whoever. Overall, healing this one was not an issue, especially if you got a couple of ranged characters, because most of these bosses are melee, and having range you can kind of allow you to kite around. Let me think, what else? No big hits, no big skills from the boss other than these ads spawning. She does spawn more and more ads as the health bar goes down. So initially I think she spawns like 4 ads. The next phase she spawns 6, I think. I'm not sure, but it gets bigger and bigger as you take her down. This one, you notice the guy praying at the altar, and this is great. This is one of the reasons I love that altar, is it allows you to put that down. It gives you a kind of a passive health regen to anybody around, especially since most of us are ranged. It allows all of us to stay in this little circle and kind of attack from there. And then it allows the mage, who, if he's low on health, it allows him to heal himself rather than me spending time to heal him. So that's one of the reasons I like that thing. It's a little bit costly, but it gets the job done. And finally, so another tactic that you guys can use for this is kill all but one ad, regen your health, and then finally kill that ad. That's one thing that I noticed that we should have done, is to kind of keep that last ad and let him kite him around, and then kill him once we're ready. so that's pretty much the whole dungeon. Overall, again, I thought the first boss was the hardest boss. All the other bosses compared to the first boss was chump change. So if you can get past the first boss, you should be able to get past all the other bosses. So this has been the dungeon run through by Khalifpvp. If you guys like it, like the video, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how your runs go, and hopefully you can message me. I'll see you in Cyrodiil. I'll see you wherever. Bye.